Simply put, it's jobs. The tourism is what, heads and beds is what keeps my hotel going.
If there are more tourism, there are more people staying with us, and there are more hours, and there are more opportunities for us to work, and to, in the long run, it'll keep our business going strongly as well.
Well, dramatically affects us because certainly, we go as the market goes, and we need visitors and people to stay in our hotels. And if we don't have that, we're going to end up laying people off, and people aren't going to be working. And so it's critically important for our business to stay afloat by having visitors come to Syracuse.
It seems as if a small town like this share the same money. And it seems like we have several $20 bills that just keep going around to different restaurants and different businesses. When we have different events, whether it's a basketball game, whether it's a convention, when it brings people out of their house or brings money in from different parts of the world, wherever it may be, we have a flux of people that have different ideas, different thoughts, different food, like they're looking for different things in life. And it makes us become more creative. It gives us a reason to become more creative. The money coming into town, on the other hand, helps us be able to put some into the bank as opposed to always just paying from week to week.
Plan your trip at visitsyracuse.org.
When you are going out and selling Syracuse as a destination, not only are you selling us today, but you're selling us for future years down the road. So we in our sales office might be selling this month, next month, 3 months from now. You might be out there selling next year and the year after, or maybe a convention that's going to come in for multiple years. And so if there's something put in place that's going to hinder your sales, we may not see it today, but next year, when there's a big hole in our dates, or there's a big quiet time, it might be because you weren't able to get out there in front of those clients and say, this is all we have to offer.
If people don't know about us, then they won't come, and which means we'll lose business, which will cut our staff. Eventually it'll lead to it'll go down the line to me eventually being laid off.
It's absolutely critical, and it's critical to have a partner in the business. We have our sales force, and the Convention and Visitors Bureau here in Syracuse has a sales force. And if we don't have good synergy between those two sales forces, we are just going to miss. We are going to miss opportunities to bring visitors into this area and to bring sales into this area. So destination marketing is the foundation for the future. To help continue to bring those visitors into the city. The hotels can't do it by ourselves. The restaurants can't do it by themselves. The Convention Visitors Bureau can't do it by themselves. It's all of us working together, and destination marketing is the glue that holds it all together.
It really affects us directly. The CVB has been integral in bringing business to Skaneateles, making people aware that Skaneateles is out there and it is a tourism destination, and that we are that eastern gateway to the Finger Lakes. So when people come to Syracuse, they come out and they do the day trips. We see people from Syracuse University over and over again. So all of that promotion that comes into play for what the CVB does, if that promotion isn't there, that's less people that come, and that's dollars that affect our local businesses directly.
I love my job and being able to interact with everybody that comes to the zoo, and I just think it's really important for people to come and get this experience. Where else are you going to meet a mandrill like this and learn about it besides a book or the internet? This is a pretty unique experience to have, so I really enjoy being able to share that with everybody.
Keeps people out of the unemployment line, and it keeps people that are working.
It is very important, I believe, also to how Syracuse is perceived as, from the outside world. We are the face of what people experience when they come to Syracuse.
You got to have tourism. You got to have to help the community thrive. You know what I mean? Without tourism, you got your local people, but you get that boost when you have a big event that pumps so much money to these local businesses downtown, especially here.
We need to bring the dollars in to keep everything going.
We need to keep it open and let people know that there's so much here to see. The Erie Canal, the history. There's just so much in this town.
The dollars that tourists bring in to this area are the key to growing our businesses.
When you have out-of-town guests into the area, you stimulate your retail arenas, you stimulate your food and beverage operations, you stimulate the hotels.
You have to constantly be out there mentoring the business, bringing them here. If you cut funding now, we're not going to be effective 5 years from now, and the occupancies will suffer as well as tax dollars.